sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort. Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, well, today I don't know how much sense I'll make. It's, oh my God. The liberals have lost their cotton picking mind. They really have. They have lost their goddamn mind. So they were in session all last night, whining and crying about Jeff Sessions. Well, during it, who was it? Elizabeth Warren was warned several times about her actions on the floor. She did not correct her actions, so she was censured. You break the rules? Oh my God, he's a sexist. Look what he did to the woman. He silenced her. I've been going at people right back. So, basically what you're saying is, because she is a woman, she gets special treatment. That's being sexist. They have lost their goddamn mind. She is a senator. She is perfectly acceptable that if she steps out of line, that she will deal with the punishments. There's no special rule for her, and everybody else has to follow different rules. Well, there was this incident. Someone was bringing up the Ted Cruz calling McConnell a liar. Oh, no one he did it once, it was done. I believe he was warned. It's, oh my God, the children. And they just keep going deeper and deeper. I'm at a loss for our politicians. I really am. It's amazing how childish things have become on Capitol Hill. She has been repeatedly out of control on the Senate floor. She's there to disrupt when she doesn't get her way like a little child. She's gotten caught several times being a hypocrite, outright lying. it's all they've been trying to do is play childish block to try to interfere in the workings of the White House. And some of us are getting tired of it. I am getting tired of these politicians. Okay, let's see. I think I got video of this. I'm not exactly sure. All right. Come on. I think I can.
A person who has exhibited so much hostility to the enforcement of those laws.
The senator is reminded that it is a violation of Rule 19 of the standing rules of the Senate to impute to another senator or senators any conduct or motive unworthy or becoming a senator.
Mr. President, I don't think I quite understand. I'm reading a letter from Coretta Scott King to the Judiciary Committee from 1986 that was admitted into the record. I'm simply reading what she wrote about what the nomination of Jeff Sessions to be a federal court judgment and what it would mean in history for her.
This is a reminder, not pertinent necessarily what you just shared. However, you stated that a sitting senator is a disgrace to the Department of Justice.
I think that may have been Senator
Kent. And this,
although I would be glad to repeat it in my own words.
The rule applies
then
to imputing conduct or motive through any form or voice to a sitting form of words includes quotes, articles, or other materials. Of words includes quotes, articles, or other materials.
So quoting Senator Kennedy, calling then nominee Sessions a disgrace is a violation of Senate rules. It was certainly not in 1986.
In the opinion of the chair, it is.
So let me understand then.
And the senator is warned.
So can I ask a question in the opinion of the chair? I want to understand what this rule means.
The Senate will state her inquiry.
So is it the contention of the chair that under the rules of the Senate, I am not allowed to accurately describe public views of Senator Sessions, public positions of Senator Sessions, quote, public statements of Senator Sessions?
The chair has not made a ruling as respect to the senator's comments. The senator is following process and tradition by reminding the senator of Massachusetts of the rule.
Oh, I'm asking for what the rule means in this context. So can I continue with Coretta Scott King's letter?
The senator may continue.
Thank you.
President.
They are.
Mr. President.
The majority leader.
The senator is impugning the motives and conduct of our colleague from Alabama as warned by the chair. Senator Warren, quote, said Senator Sessions has used the awesome power of his office to chill the free exercise of the vote by black citizens. I call the senator to order under the provisions of Rule 19.
Mr. President.
The senator from Massachusetts.
Mr. President, I am surprised that the words of Coretta Scott King are suitable for debate in the United States Senate. I ask leave of the Senate to continue my remarks.
Is there objection?
Object.
I appeal the ruling.
Objection is heard. The senator will take her seat.
I appeal the ruling of the chair and I suggest the absence of.
So they're making this out to be way worse than it actually was. Of course, it doesn't surprise me. It's the left has gone absolutely apeshit crazy. And I'm sorry, if Harry Reid allowed this type of actions to happen on the Senate floor, that shows just how much of a piece of shit the Democrats are. Oh my God. I'm waiting for my Twitter blocks to happen. I had some idiot last night trying to insult me. I pretty much laughed it off because he was telling me to shut up. Wow. Then he came back and said, "Look up stupid." So I pretty much told him, "Yeah, I found a picture of you." They're not that smart. And instead of debating me, he went straight to insulting me. Which is typical of the liberals anymore. Oh, please tell me this is a joke. A husband and wife married for 22 years are now getting divorced because the husband backed Trump and the wife did not approve, calling it a real deal breaker. I'm sure he did, Kellen. Hello, Kel. I'm sure that asshole did block you. It's... I'm looking at this article. 73 years old and getting a divorce because the husband voted for Trump. It's... Well, technically, they're going to be separated. They're too old for a divorce. A Maryland couple has announced that they're traveling around the world trying to find a new home because of Trump. Peace! I'm just amazed how far this socialist/communism has spread across this great country. How it has infested so many Americans. I'm amazed. Oh my God. All right, let's get on with the show. Enough of this. This one I noticed the other day when I was doing a little article, and I wanted to make sure I had the right definition of fascism. And so I Googled it because I wanted to get the exact definition. And I noticed Google had this really weird definition. Let's see, where is it? Google puts it as a an authoritarian, nationalistic, right-wing system of government and social organizations. Now, when I read that, I was like, something's not right there. Something is not right. You know, I'm sitting there, and the more I look at it, I'm like, holy shit. Google is actually trying to smear the right to protect these rioters. They've actually changed the definition to suit their political need. So I went on and I started doing more research, and it's not hard. But it also shows you how far down the rabbit hole Google has gone. The heck? That's funny. So yesterday when I did the search, what is it? The Merriam-Webster definition was like, there it is. Haha. They removed some stuff from it. The definition of fascism from the Merriam-Webster: a political philosophy, movement, or regime as that of the that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocrat government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social... I can't speak this morning. Holy shit. And forcibly suppression of opposition. Nowhere does it say anything about the right. It just leaves it to the definition. Now, I also went to Wiki, which I know is not a perfect site to go to. It can be changed by anybody. One common definition of the term focuses on three concepts: the fascist negation of anti-liberalism, anti-communism, and anti-conservatism, nationalistic or authoritarian goals of creating a regulated economic structure to transform social relationships within a modern self-determined culture. Where did that open? Sorry, there was something else in here that was here before, like a week ago. And it talks about how it approves of violence to get away in political advancement. And those that are claiming that they're against fascism are actually the ones that are practicing fascism. And what they're confusing is just because of the nationalism part of Trump, it's automatically means he is fascist. That's not the way it works. Here it is. Which a lot of this, if you think of, is what the Democrats are after. It rejects multiple party system and supports a one-party state. They really changed this definition just from a week ago. Fascism emphasizes direct action, including supporting the legitimacy of political violence as a core part of its politics. Fascism views violence action as a necessity in politics that fascism identifies as being an endless struggle. This emphasis on the use of political violence means that most fascist parties have also created their own private militia. A one-party state, from what I'm understanding, it would be like, okay, Democrat Party. It'd be a one ruling. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, it's a type of state in which one political party has the right to form the government, usually based on the existing constitution. All other parties are either outlawed or allowed to take only a limited and controlled participation in elections. We're there. I mean, that's what the Democrats are pushing like no tomorrow. They're pushing it. And I noticed that when the right goes against the left, they say the left is wrong, incorrect. And I'm talking like on a specific subject. When the left attacks the right, not only is the right wrong, they're evil and they have to be demonized. It is what it is, of course. It is time for a break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the High Plains Pundit.com. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
you got a business. That you didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. And as far as I know, Kel, he did. I believe BZ's show it's every Tuesday and Thursday. And don't try to make me say the name. Hang on. Yeah, there was a show last night. The Boliviating Zeppelin's Berserker Bobcat Saloon. That's a lot of B's and a lot of tongue twisters. If you haven't listened to his show, stay up on a Tuesday night. Tune in on SHR, I believe. It's 11 p.m. on the East Coast. It's well worth it. Yeah, this is funny. The same left that's screaming to let Elizabeth Warren speak are the same ones that called Sarah Palin a cunt. It's just amazing how they pick and choose when they're going to when they're going to protect women. And her new name is Old Indian Lady Shrieks at Tree. I mean, her voice, oh my God. They're trying to do anything and everything. I mean, they were basically holding a filibuster. It's all a big dog and pony show. They don't have any power. They're trying to, push. Oh, look at what we're doing. It's a big dog and pony show. There's nothing there. They can't stop it. But yet, they continue to slow down our government and interfere with our safety. And all that does is pushes me more and more to step away from any Democrat ever. It just no. The party is going so batshit crazy. It's unbelievable. They think we, the people, are too stupid to see what's going on, and they just keep going down that rabbit hole. So you got Raheem Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, has warned Democrats they need to take a chill pill and realize they are not going to take back national power anytime soon. It ain't going to happen in 2008, he's quoted as saying Monday at a Stanford Graduate School of Business in California. Take a chill pill, man. You got to be in this for the long haul. As he did last... Damn, I can't talk today. As he did last month at an event in Washington, D.C., the mayor expanded on what he believes is the roadmap back to power for his party, putting moderate candidates such as veterans, football players, sheriffs, business people up in Republican districts, picking battles with Republicans, exploiting wedges within the GOP, and fighting attempts to redistrict Congress on partisan grounds. See, that's another one that they're pushing, and you have Obama and Holder starting a super PAC. And because the Republicans are kicking the ass of Democrats, so now the Democrats, what they're going to try to do, because they've gotten in bed with the companies that do the redistricting, they're going to try to change the districts and turn it so it's in favor of the Democrats. Which is funny because that's exactly in favor of them. That's okay. He didn't hold back his frustration. Winning everything, he said. If you don't win, you can't make the public policy. I say that because it's hard for people in our country to accept that principle. Sometimes you have just got to win, okay? Our party likes to be right even if they lose. He added, I don't go to moral victory speeches. I can't stand them. I've never lost an election. It's about winning because if you win, you then have the power to go do what has to get done. If you lose, you can write the book about what happened. Great, that's really exciting, he said sarcastically. Instead, he said Democrats should focus on the GOP. Wherever there's a disagreement among Republicans, I'm for one of those disagreements. I'm all for it. The president's with Russia. I'm with John McCain and Lindsey Graham. I'm for NATO. Why? It's a wedge. Wedges have to be schemed. Schemes have to be divided. And that tells me right there that they have zero ideas. They're the party of just creating problems. They have no basis. Why is he for NATO? Oh, because it causes a wedge. Why is he for Lindsey Graham and McCain? Because it causes a wedge. It just causes problem. And that sums up the Democrat Party. It's typical. Typical. What's going on anymore? We got to keep the pressure up on the Democrat Party. Just keep the pressure up. Because they're cracking. They're falling apart. All right. Next subject we got up is Purdue Cotton File Raise Act to reform outdated immigration system, protect American worker, and boost wages. I'm going to play probably the first couple minutes of their conference. It'll get boring. I'll shut it off. I'll talk. It'll be even more boring. All right, I'm going to play their conference from yesterday.
Good morning. Thank you for coming. Today, Senator Perdue and I are unveiling what we've named the RAISE Act, which stands for Reforming American Immigration for Strong Employment. The title should give you an idea of why we're offering this bill. Over the last 40 years, we've seen a huge increase in immigration. As you can see in this first chart, in the past 25 years alone, we're running an average of 1 million immigrants per year, which is far above the historical norm. It's like adding the population of Montana every year, or the population of Arkansas every 3 years. Next chart. As the second chart shows, only 1 out of every 15 immigrants is coming here for employment reasons. If we really needed all of these people because of their skills, because they've helped the economy grow, they'd be coming here on, say, an EB-1 or an EB-2 visa. But they're not. Instead, we let them in without consideration of our workforce's needs. Well, put those two together, and what do you get? Next chart. A sharp decline in wages for working Americans, as you can see here. Those with college and professional degrees are doing just fine. But those with a high school diploma have seen their wages fall by 2% since 1979. And for those without one, it's 17%. Now, is automation a factor? Is globalization? Sure. But there's no denying this generation-long surge in low-skilled immigration has hurt blue-collar wages. It's pulling the rug out from underneath them. And unless we reverse this trend, we're going to create a near-permanent underclass for whom the American dream is always just out of reach. Senator Perdue and I think it's time for our immigration system to start working for American workers. The RAISE Act would help increase wages by returning immigration levels to their historical norms and rebalancing the system toward merit-based immigration. There are 3 main parts of the bill. First, we prioritize immediate family members. We keep immigration preferences for spouses and unmarried minor children of citizens and green card holders, but eliminate them for extended relatives, like parents, adult siblings, and adult children. Second, we eliminate the 50,000 visas in the diversity lottery, which is rampant with fraud, provides no discernible economic or humanitarian benefit, and doesn't even promote diversity. Third, we limit the number of green cards offered to refugees to 50,000 per year, which is in line with historical averages under Presidents Bush and Obama and consistent with President Trump's recent guidance. The net effect will be to cut annual immigration in half, from 1 million to 500,000 green cards per year. This approach is broadly consistent with past reform measures, and it would begin to move us towards a more merit-based system, like Canada and Australia have. Most important, it would promote higher wages on which working Americans can build a future, whether your family came over on the Mayflower or whether you just took the oath of citizenship. Senator Perdue, the podium is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, and I appreciate your interest in this topic today. You know, for the last 35, 40 years, we've been dealing with immigration as if it had one component, and that's the illegal issue. Today, the RAISE Act raises this point to talk about the legal immigration issues that our country faces. It's made dramatic changes you've just seen here in these charts over the last 50 years. But the 100-year average is the one you have to look at. These norms we've gone totally away from those norms. The RAISE Act restores American legal immigration back to some of these historical norms. by addressing the family immigration issue, by eliminating this outdated lottery system, and totally rationalizing the refugee program. This is a first step. It's not a sweeping, comprehensive attempt to solve all legal immigration problems, nor does it address illegal issues. We are simply trying today to bring a rational, compassionate approach to this different issue within the immigration conversation. Legal immigration has been part of America's heritage here. We're all derivatives of people who came into this country, legally, I might add. And so what we're trying to do here is add a common sense, compassionate approach to legal immigration. Again, it's just the first step, and I think we'll take your questions now. Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to head to break real quick. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the HighPlainsPundit.com. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. CBS had did a little article and little video that they posted online that the Statue of Liberty was born a Muslim. Some of the Twitter responses, really, I heard that originally CBS was meant to be a real news outlet. Only 30 seconds on this because most likely because it's a historical reach at best and totally fake at worst. And the Reach of the Day award goes to they are doing everything they can to try to prop up the Muslims. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to prop up Muslims. And I don't know why. Why are they pushing it so bad? Hang on, all right. Oh, God, it's... The liberals are just going nuts. Especially, and it keeps going back to this Elizabeth Warren. It's a sexist thing. They did it because she's a woman. Fuck off. If she cannot take being punished like a male counterpart, then maybe she shouldn't be a senator. She was warned, and she kept going with it. It's not like she said it and boom, she was punished. She was warned. And she decided that she would keep going the course she was going. So, here we are. They are just out to cause as many issues as they can get. This guy actually thinks he's funny, and the problem is he thinks he's funny. Because somehow we're now on to Garland, and it was a violation of rule by not giving him an up or down vote. I mean, should they have at least held meetings with the guy? Yes, they should have. Did they do exactly what the Democrats have threatened to do for years and try to hold hostage for years? Yes, they did. It's what the fuck? So I asked him to respond, and I get at least now we are clear. Moses Harry Horowitz was Mo Howard. Yeah. Some of these people just... Listen, I suck at Twitter. I do. I don't pretend I'm anything more than what I am, but some of these people think they're, like, you know, the next coming. I don't know. All right, off subject. Oh, these people, the Democrats, they have absolutely lost their mind. Batshit crazy. Just because you think you deserve a vote doesn't mean that you're going to get one. WND, which is a website, has now banned advertisers that are boycotting Breitbart. I've said it before. I wonder what direction we're going as a... What the fuck? Now, don't ask me why, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, but I look at who to follow on Twitter, and I got a bunch of Arabic squiggly lines. That's funny. That's Twitter trying to force shit. And trying to, you know... I guess they think they're funny for that. Oh, this idiot again. And the guy's now trying to run around the subject because he can't show me in writing where it says everybody has to get an up or down vote. And the federal government of Canada has pulled advertising from Breitbart.com. What is it? WorldNet Daily Founder, which is the WND site, editor and CEO, is showing some solidarity with Breitbart News by refusing advertisements from organizations boycotting Breitbart. In response, I'm going to do what I did with Kellogg's choice to blacklist what many might consider WND's competition in the independent online news community. Tell Canada to dump at WND too. That was Canada. Our neighbors, wait, I'm lost on this. I totally got myself lost. Our neighbors to the north might as well follow my advice, as I've instructed my advertising department to block ads from Canada government as long as the anti-Breitbart hysteria continues. To make matters worse, it appears that an inquiry from a Canadian newspaper, the Toronto Globe and Mail, prompted the ban. This same despicable media outlet suggested in its story celebrating the Breitbart ad ban that the blacklist should be expanded to include WND and other highly trafficked independent voices. The standard Breitbart supposedly did not meet is one approved by the government's Code of Values and Ethic. It states the government of Canada does not support advertising on websites that are deemed to incite racial hatred, discrimination, or the subversion of Canadians' democratic system of government. And what's funny is the definition of what incites racial hatred is so fine line. It's easily to be interpreted. Hey, that guy's a dickhead. You don't like that person. That's racial hatred. And that's what we got going on in this country. And the left are using it. You say anything against Muslims, and it could be fact, but because it's negative towards Muslims, that is hate speech. But they can say whatever they want about Christianity. They can say whatever they want when they attack conservatives, men, women, gays. There is no hate speech when it comes to the left. There is no racism for what they say in their minds. It's quite scary, actually. This is why I don't know if we'll be able to settle the difference. The left has gone so far off the reservation that to come back, it's... I don't know if we can have unity of both parties where they have their difference but work together. An officer in Sweden who revealed immigrants commit the vast majority of serious crime in Sweden is now being investigated for hate speech. What makes me, I don't want to say laugh, but I use that as just a wide term, is we get told that's not going to happen here in America. That's not going to happen here in America. The Democrats run behind all that. Oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, that happened here. Oh, you didn't know what you were talking about. That was never said. This is just a minor inconvenience. And they make excuses all along as it goes along. This is nothing new. And again, the left is going down a path it's, can we get back to where we were? We're heading down a terrible, terrible path. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the highplainspundit.com. And we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying half of stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. Oh. As much as I think Mr. Trump's going to get a lot done, it's going to be a long 4 years. And if we're lucky, a long 8 years. But it does make my show a lot easier. It's... It is what it is right now. The Democrats are not going to change. They are going to continue their childish ways. So it's just time to batten down the hatches, get ready for a good fight, and fight on. On the next article, Ginsburg calls for change to the Electoral College. Now, this I found really disturbing. A Supreme Court justice is making political statements. God forbid we have a challenge on something with the Electoral College, and it goes before the Supreme Court. Her opinion is very tainted by her speaking out. If she wants to make, and I mean, she spoke about the election, and it's just, nobody would have been able to get a fair trial in the Supreme Court if there was any challenges to the election that went that high. If she wants to play political party, she should retire. I think she should retire anyway. When you're falling asleep, like she has done, it's time to go. But she was out there. She was at Monday, Stanford Law School. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said she would like to change the Electoral College system. There are some things I would like to change. One is the Electoral College, she added. But that would require a constitutional amendment, and amending our constitutional is powerfully hard to do. Ginsburg also bemoaned partisanship in Washington, D.C., saying, I wish there were a way I could wave a magic wand and put it back when people were respectful of each other and Congress was working for the good of the country, not just along party lines. This Ninth Circuit has been amok for a while. It's been heavily liberalized. I think 75% of their rulings, I think it's 75, are overturned. They don't go by law. They go by their feelings. There was a lot of questions during last night's hearing for over Trump's temporary travel restrictions. Ugh. Sorry about that. And hang on. It's this guy. I love these idiots. No, I couldn't see him playing with Play-Doh. It's okay. I see where you're going with that, Kel. Yeah, definitely. Play-Doh and crayons in their safe rooms. It's sorry. I these people just annoy the piss out of me. I love getting in these conversations, but we went from talking about this. He had to change subject into a different subject. Now he's trying to go back like I wouldn't realize what he's doing. They think they're smarter. And what really burns my ass is when I get people that tell me how much smarter they are than me. They're more educated than me. They got a college degree, so they are inherently smarter than I am because I didn't go to college. I can prove I was smarter. I didn't have to pay $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year to get an education. I got paid to get my education. Yeah, sometimes I may not speak properly. I suck at writing. The one thing I do have is a lot of goddamn common sense, and I know about life. I know the real world out there, not some little book. Not because some college professor told me what to think. It is. Oh, God, fuck off. He's like, you're talking in circles, but how about we just drop it? We're both right. Yep. He thinks he's right. I think I'm right. He hasn't put forth anything that would change my mind, and he hasn't done, and vice versa. So this dance going back and forth can get tiresome. And that's the thing. Everybody's doing a partisan. And some of it, yes, I believe I'm right. And when I think I'm right, I'm going to keep fighting. I've had people show me where I was wrong, and I went, fuck, I'm wrong. I don't care in public. I'll say I was wrong. I've done it here on the show. I made mistakes. I said, shit, I was wrong. You show me hard facts. I'll say I'm wrong. Shit, on Wednesday nights, tonight, Southside Much So. Crash has proven me wrong, and I went, shit, okay, I was wrong. I have no problem with that. that is the way it's supposed to go. But this constant name-calling that goes on anymore, it's just unbelievable. And Marco Rubio, as much as I don't agree with him anymore, the way it's getting on the Senate floor, we're like a hair's way from chairs being thrown at each other like some parliament. Discussion cannot be had on the Senate floor anymore. Facts cannot be talked about on the Senate floor anymore. Everybody has an ulterior motive. Republican and Democrat alike. We can't do business as business. We're more worried about, attacking for, your party. Now, what kind of government is that? I'll tell you what, one boggler who posted that Melania Trump once worked as an escort, well, he learned real quick his freedom of speech has limits. How did he learn? Because he posted that. She sued his ass and is now settled for a very large sum. As they put it, a substantial settlement. He has now attached a retraction and apologized to Ms. Trump and her family and agreed to pay her substantial sum as a settlement. Too many times we have reporters running amok, running their mouths, and thinking, well, I got First Amendment right. Well, you don't have right to slander and print falsehoods. And that's what the newspaper does. And CNN does it all the time. They do this, well, we'll write a little piece. But then once we'll put a little retraction like a couple days later, end of business day, and we'll put it at like page 20. And what I mean by that, I know on the website, they put it really small print in the back, bottom of the page. So they could say they printed a retraction by legality, but in reality, they still have the big glaring headline with the false statement. It's not about truth with these news agencies, and I use that very loosely. It's about readership. Who can get the higher numbers? Facts be damned, truth be thrown to the side. Only numbers count anymore. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the highplainspundit.com. We will be right back.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. It's... I'm at a... All right. Good luck, Cal. I'm at a loss with our government. It's almost embarrassing. I mean... Democrats for 8 years were about trying to interfere in government process to paint the Republicans as screw-ups. It didn't work, so the Democrats decide that they're going to try to interfere with the government and paint the Republicans as screw-ups. I don't understand the philosophy with Democrats. They have this idea of attacking. It's not working, so it's sort of like with their idealism of government. All right, we're going to put these rules in to fix this problem. Oh, those rules didn't work. Well, we're going to add another 20 rules to it. That should work. Oh, that didn't work. We're going to add another 100 rules on top of it. They think by doubling down on their process makes a better solution. And it usually messes things up, and people are getting tired of it. Democrats keep going the way they are. They might be an endangered species. They really might be an endangered species. I'm waiting to hear if there's anything coming up about the appeals court. Not seeing anything just yet. It's and it's funny, one of the people, I saw several people, well, there was 43 Democrats that say she didn't break the rules. Oh, wait a minute, there's 43 Democrats that voted against. Oh, that's it. Stop the press. There's 43 Democrats that didn't agree. The minority didn't agree, so we got to stop the way our rules are being enforced. What the fuck kind of argument is that? Well, there's 49 Republicans that say she broke the rules, and guess what? That outweighs the 43. Anybody catch that town hall meeting between Bernie Sanders and Ted Cruz last night? Bernie Sanders just shows the audacity of the Democrat Party. A woman went up there and says she's a business owner. She owns several hair salons. Profit margin is really thin. She can't expand her business anymore because she would have to hire more than 49 employees and put her into buying expensive health care. And Bernie turned around and said, oh, well, you have to. You owe it to them. She can't afford it. So there's jobs out there that are not coming about because of Obamacare. There's a lot of companies that Cruz put out about a farmer who said he can hire another 20, 30, 40 workers with no problem. But he'd be forced to buy insurance for everybody. And that would break him. So he's making a profit. His business is doing good. He keeps it at the level it is. And the ones that get hurt are the American people. And Bernie's sitting up there going, oh, well, too bad. And he came out and said it last night, what he wants. He wants a Medicare system for everybody, a single payer. That was the original intent of Obamacare. Obamacare was meant to fail. So that they can go to a single payer. It's and realistic. That's the Democrat Party. They don't give a shit. They don't. It's about adding more rules, more control. And we keep voting him in. And voting him in. So the last year of Obama being in office, he took $30,000 in personal gifts. Former President Obama accepted $30,000 worth of personal gifts during his final year in office. 11 gifts, including a full-volume set of his family's genealogy from the President of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, worth $8,300. The most expensive gift of the ones he accepted. He also accepted a large wooden map case with vintage maps inside from the National Geographic, worth $7,000, and a framed photo of boxer Muhammad Ali from Whoopi Goldberg, worth $5,250. The rest of them are gifts that range from $465 to $2,500. A replica of Vince Lombardi trophy, worth $2,500. A signed and framed photo of President John F. Kennedy, $1,400. A signed baseball bat from former Major League slugger Hank Aaron, $900. Framed American flag carried during Operation Neptune Spear, $2,520. Framed ballot from the election of the 1964 in favor of President Abraham Lincoln. Navy Leatherman style jacket, $600. Print of Norman Rockwell's The Problem We All Life With, $285. 3 American pots in Pablo style, $704. The disclosure form shows Obama did not receive gifts in prior years as he served as president. According to Congressional Research Service, presidents and all other federal employees are barred from receiving personal gifts from foreign governments and officials without the approval of Congress. But presidents may accept personal gifts from American public, relatives, and personal friends. The form also shows that Obama became a member of 2 Washington, D.C.-based LLCs, Homefront Holdings LLC since March, and Renegade 44 LLC since November. Former President George W. Bush also accepted 11 gifts during his final year in office, including a $3,000 business suit and $359 wireless reading device given to him by former Vice President Dick Cheney, according to disclosure forms. I gotta check what this Renegade 44. That has me curious. Oh. It's... I have no idea. Well, it is a trailer. It's a racing transporter. No. I have no idea what that company is going to be. We'll find out at a later time. So, Joe Biden, who's been a senator, former VP, has a new job title. Ivy League professor. Yes. Joe Biden is now Professor Biden. That just gave me a burpee. The former vice president, who has been out of office exactly 18 days, has landed a new gig at the University of Pennsylvania, where he will teach a new generation of ins and outs of international diplomacy. Biden will lead the Penn Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement. Oh, my God. I'm trying to... That reminds me of the Penn Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement. Immediately, I thought of the Derek Zoolander School for kids who can't read. Who can't read good and want to do other stuff good, too. That's exactly what that would remind me. When saying that Penn Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement popped me to Zoolander right off the bat. Oh, Lordy B. Lordy B. So he's now a professor. It'll be basically teaching diplomacy, foreign policy, and national security. It will be located in Washington, but the Scranton-born Biden will also have an office on Penn campus in Philadelphia. Penn President Amy Gutman said that Joe Biden is one of the greatest statesmen of our time. Oh, God. That's just too rich, too funny. I know the sackheads are missing Uncle Joe Biden, as they put it. It is. It's. He was a source of a lot of jokes. I can't remember a single thing he really did. Wasn't he put in charge of finding the cure for cancer? I'm being serious. I think Obama put him in charge of something like that. It's... Ooh, this looks interesting. Is this who I think it is? The title, the veteran-run coffee company wants to take on anti-American Starbucks to make coffee great again. Yep, it's Black Rifle Coffee Company. I'd love to see this company do great. I would love to try their coffee, but I'm just ordering it. It's not something I'm going to do every month. I'd love to see them start opening up. Now, the company was founded by a veteran, Evan Hoffer, and more than half the employees are veterans. And if you ever watch any of the Matt Best videos, they're all working together. Matt Best, Evan Hoffer, I forget all the other guys. A bunch of them have a bunch of their own businesses, and they're all working together. But the one thing they all have in common is they're all pro-military, they're conservative, they're pro-law enforcement, and pro-Second American citizens. So, yeah, they have one type of coffee. It's F hipster coffee, caffeine and hate, and better than a blowjob. That better be some damn coffee. They're out to open 600 stores in the next 6 years. If they put one in my area, I will definitely use them. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and the HighPlainsPundit.com. We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Kafka was stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. It's amazing. A sign caught at one of the protests at Berkeley. We condemn freedom of speech that hurts other people's feelings. Let that sink in for a minute. They think they have a right to squash freedom of speech. And, oh my God. The irony. But what they said is offensive to me. So does that mean, and it's hurt my feelings, does that mean they have to shut up? That's the funny part. It's only one way is that allowed. Yeah. It's getting ridiculous anymore. It's so bipartisan. It's not even funny anymore. It's destructive to the end. And it's just getting worse and worse. Where is it leading us? If we are not in a civil war, we're going to be in a major world war. It seems that politicians, both left and right, have forgotten what it's about. Even though we went through, that's not the wars that they remember, so it doesn't hit home with them. It's not a good thing. On a side note, I noticed that the Army Corps of Engineers have now approved finishing up the last of the Dakota pipeline. So expect more rioting to start any moment now. NRA has a new commercial that came out, and it's featuring Mark Geist. If you don't know Mark Geist, smack yourself upside the head. It attacks the Democrats. It's not actually about gun. It's about the Democrat senators holding up the vote. Well, let me play it for you.
I know the truth about Benghazi. I was there, fighting alongside 5 Americans who were all raised to believe that if you have a chance to save someone's life and you don't try, that's more criminal than anything else. So we fought for 13 hours, and we saved lives. But we are not unique. We are no different than the Americans who ran back into those crumbling New York towers, or the Americans who tackled the armed terrorists on that French train, or the many faceless, nameless Americans who every day risk their lives for perfect strangers, trapped in burning cars or dangerous waters. Because if they didn't, no one would. Where was that courage among the politicians who had the power to make a difference during those 13 hours in Benghazi? I am the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
And then, shortly after that, Minority Senate Leader Chuck Schumer put out how they will be delaying the vote on Devros. Of course, this has gone by and is done with, but it's getting ridiculous with the actions. They are putting people at danger for political points. They think it's political points. But they're putting so many people at danger, and it's pissing people off. Plain and simple, it's pissing people off. And we got to put our foot down, whether it's Republican, Democrat, whatever. We can't allow this to go on. The left is whipping up this climate of violence, and the primary target is Donald Trump and his supporters. The media is helping with it, and they are whipping up this as a climate of violence around the world by our politicians, mainstream media, and all it is so that they can try to destroy Trump's presidency. They're even pushing so far as they're trying to incite an assassination of President Trump. The rhetoric that is going on, they push for it. They've talked about it openly. And even on Twitter, there's something like 12,000 threats, assassination threats. And nobody's getting suspended from Twitter because it's the liberals that are doing it. Now, if the conservatives would have said that about Obama, shit would have hit the fan. You would have been suspended permanently. On the cover of Village magazine, the cover shows a rifle crosshair superimposed on a photo of Trump's head, and the headline reads, "Why not?" It's published in Ireland, but now it's getting worldwide attention for promoting the assassination of the President of the United States. And the magazine considers the option, so perhaps the solution is tyranny side. As he might say himself, take him out. And the left approves of this. We don't hear anybody on the Democrat side condemning any of these actions. They make excuses for the rioters. They push the rhetoric that causes these riots. "12,000 tweets have called for the president's assassination. $12,000. And yet, we see riots happening all over. Not protests, riots. And the media puts it, the protest got a little out of hand. No, the riot expanded. They're playing with words to try to cover up their fascist attempt to take over the United States. I forget which world leader in the past that said the next fascists will call themselves anti-fascists. Things are going absolutely haywire. And don't get yourself wrong, this isn't Trump. No matter who the Republican nominee was, this would have went on. The same rhetoric. And if people seem to remember, the left loves to use the terms tyrant. They called Abraham Lincoln a tyrant too. Twitter's management is agreeing with these threats, and with a flip of the switch on an algorithm, they could delete all those death threats that they say they are against. They could suspend those accounts. But their actions say they approve of those words. Twitter allows it and does nothing against it and is approving of those death threats. It has suspended people just because they had discussions that were of opposite theories to the left. And by them not doing anything, they are complicit in any actions that are taken later on. It is out of hand. And this is nothing new, and that's what makes me wonder if this will pass. We saw this in the late 60s, early 70s. And the left jumped behind it shortly after. If you remember, the left started the Vietnam War and then jumped behind being against it when it suited them. The left always talks about peace and coexistence and tolerance. What do they tolerate? There's no peace. They've made sure of that. And they don't want to coexist with us. They want to rule. They want to trample. They want to silence. Again, it seems they need a dictionary. Everybody, it's the end of the show. Tonight we have a great lineup. Southside Mutts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed at 9 by Ken the Conservative, and then 11 o'clock is the Sackhead Much. So I will see everybody then. Have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.